In the last session of the soil, we saw that the factors which are very much necessary for the formation of the soil. Now, let us see in this video ahead the explanation of the soil, where you have to conduct an experiment. What you have to do is take 3 flower pots of the same size. Keep one pot empty. The second pot which is there, fill it with water, and after closing the hole at the bottom, and third pot which is there, fill it with soil. So one is empty, one is filled with water after closing the hole, and third is filled with soil. Put few seeds in all these 3 pots. Keep all the 3 pots in the sun and water the empty pot and the soil filled pot for 4 to 5 days. So you have to water everything, all the 3 pots, and you have to observe. So what is your observation? What happened to the seeds put in the empty pot and the pot filled with water? See, the seed which is there in the empty pot did not get anything. There is nothing. There is no sunlight, there is no soil, or even if it is sunlight is there, there is no soil. Then the nutrient is not there for that seed to grow, so it will not grow. Second thing, in the second pot, water is filled. Of course, the seed will be swelled up, but it will not grow, because what is the important factor over here? Soil, which is not there for the plant to grow, the seed to grow or seed to sprout. Next factor is, the third one is the pot which contains soil. It is also getting sunlight, and that's why the seed which is there in the third pot will sprout. Okay, so I have already given answers for these questions. The second question was, what happened to the seed put in the pot filled with soil? Of course, it will sprout and it will grow into a sapling. What do you learn from this? So what we have learned from this, students, we learned that soil is very much necessary for the plant's growth. Geographical explanation. Important component of the living world on the earth is plants. Let us see the geographical explanation. Now, the important component of the living world on the earth is plants. For production and growth of plants, we need soil. That means all the living things on the earth requires plants as their food. Because plants are the only things which prepare their own food, and there are some herbivorous animals which depend on plants, or we can say depend on trees for their food, and those herbivorous animals are eaten by carnivorous animals, the animals which eat flesh. That means what? In this living world, plants are very important, and for that plants to grow, what we need soil. Soil provides, why we need soil? Because it provides support to the plant. So there are 2 types of soil, fertile soil and infertile soil. So in the fertile soil, what happens? Vegetation is abundant. Abundant means in plenty. Example, equatorial regions. You must have heard equatorial evergreen forest. That means what? In that forest, the soil is very much fertile. So you can see there are different trees which are growing in that forest. But in infertile soil, the vegetation is scanty. Scanty means less. Example, polar areas. The areas near the poles. The north pole, you can see the polar regions which are there. So what are the things which are necessary? We need favorable climate, abundant rainfall. Abundant means plenty of rainfall. Availability of water. We also need sunlight, and of course we also need fertile soil. So always remember these factors. Man realized that sowing of seeds leads to the growth of plants. For this, he needs fertile soil. So if the seeds are sown into the soil, it will grow only in the fertile soil. Fertile soil means it is full of nutrition. It is full of the constituents which are necessary for the plant's growth. He realized fertile soil along the river beds give higher yield, and so he started settling there in the valleys and started living in groups. Here we can say, I can give you the example of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro civilization which flourished in India. You know there was a river where it flourished. Can you guess? Can you remember which was a river where this civilization flourished? Okay, I will tell you ahead. But wherever there were river beds or wherever there were rivers, this civilization flourished near the river banks. You know why? Because the soil near the river banks is very much fertile. The soil gets sunlight, it gets water, and all the necessary nutrients. So all the people started living in groups over there. This is from the Stone Age man I'm talking about. So, yes, you must have guessed it right. Can you see I have circled river Indus? And near the river Indus, this river Indus, Pakistan was our part first. So, river Indus, which is flowing now, there, near that place, there was Harappa and Mohenjo-daro civilization. This led to the rise of the ancient civilization. And it is also known as Indus Valley civilization because river Indus is close by and these people settled over there in groups near the river banks and they started agriculture. Why? Because the soil was fertile over there. Man started growing greater amount of crops. Why? You can see here, population increased. So if the population increased, then we need to improve our crop production. We should increase the crop production also. There emerged competition among the people to discover fertile land for a better harvest. Means what? The people thought, okay, I should get the land where I can harvest more crops. And then another person thought, okay, if he is searching for that land, fertile land, then I should also go and search for the fertile land. This way, there was a competition among the people. And what was the competition for? To discover, to search for the fertile land. Why? Because they want a better harvest. They want a better crop production. So, food crops, fruits and flowers, these are produced according to the type of soil. Example, we can say in the climate of Mumbai, in Maharashtra, strawberries will not grow. Why? Because the climate is not suitable for strawberries. Even apples which are growing, it will not grow in Maharashtra. Why? Because it's not favorable for the apples to grow. So what I mean to say here is any food crop, fruits or flowers are produced according to the type of soil. Any type. Depending upon the type of soil, these fruits or flowers or food crops will grow. Example, crops like jawar and bajra, they are produced in Riga soil or we can say black soil. Soils in Konkan, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka region will produce rice. Next is in Madhya Pradesh, potato is cultivated in regions where soil is well drained. It does not have any water because potatoes does not require that much amount of water. So, depending upon the local agricultural produce. Now, what is local agriculture produce? Whatever production is there in the local area. Example, somewhere it is only potatoes are growing, somewhere rice is growing. So, that is local agriculture produce. It determines the staple diet of the people, what they eat over there. Somewhere you will get only fish or fish and rice or jawar, bajra, bhakris are there. Because what is the local produce? Maybe jawar or bajra. So the regions where soil are not arable means not good for cultivation. It does not have air or any important nutrients in them. It needs to fulfill their requirements through imports. So there are some countries, there are some regions where they are not able to cultivate crops. So which are these countries? Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Oman. So what they do? They import it from China, India and the USA, United States of America. The regions where soil is fertile, if any region where there is the soil is very fertile, that means they are very lucky. Why? Because they can be self-dependent, self-reliant and hence human settlements which are there, they get concentrated leading to growth of industries. There will be major industries over there where the soil is fertile. See, this is a map where you can see, this map is in your textbook also, where they have given the distribution of the different types of soil, like example coarse soil, black rigger soil, laterite soil, alluvial soil, and the yellow brown soil. And based on this, there are questions which are asked. Example, which soil occupies the most of the area in the Maharashtra? So can you guess, can you see the entire Maharashtra map, and can you tell me which is the soil which is occupied more? Of course, it is the black rigger soil or black soil or rigger soil. Next question is, in which areas are laterite soil found? Laterites, check, that is the reddish orange color. So you can see it's in Raigad, Ratnagiri, Sindhudurg, Gadchiroli. Then, which soil is found in the river valleys of Maharashtra? That means wherever rivers are there. So which is the soil which is found in the river valleys of Maharashtra? Of course, near the river valleys it will be alluvial soil. So we can say a bit of Mumbai suburban, Mumbai city. We can see the river, alluvial soil over there found in river valleys of Maharashtra. Then, which soil is found in parts of Sahyadri ranges? So let's check where are the Sahyadri ranges. Now can you see Gujarat? Okay. Now Gujarat is another state. Between Gujarat and Nasik, the Sahyadri ranges are near Nasik. So which is the soil which is found in the Sahyadri ranges over there? Can you guess which soil is there? So we can say it is a bit a mixture of the coarse soil, a little bit a mixture of the yellow brown soil also, because it is a hilly area. And now next is, we have to study in the next video which are the 5 major types of soil. Thank you.